The recruitment industry is known for offering a relatively fast progression path in comparison to other career routes. But what exactly does a career in recruitment look like? In this video, we're going to be exploring the different positions within a recruitment career, as well as realistic timeframes for achieving each promotion as you go up the ladder. Let's get straight into it. Getting started, there are two common entry points. These positions include a trainee recruitment consultant or starting as a recruitment resourcer. You can find some companies that will offer an apprenticeship route where you can achieve industry-related qualifications. That's a far less conventional route into the recruitment industry. I myself took that path, so if people want to hear about that, I can make another video on it. But the most common entry point is as a trainee recruitment consultant. In this position, you will learn all aspects of candidate management, sort of the relationship building side, but you will also be expected to learn and pick up the sales/business development side of the role. This involves bringing on new business, sort of account management, and sort of cross-selling and upselling to existing clients. So an individual will be in a trainee recruitment consultant role for 6 to 12 months on average, but promotion to the next step is very much dependent on performance. So this is quite a common trait throughout this video. Recruitment is very much a career path that's based on performance as well as time served. So if you're consistently hitting your billings and sort of displaying commitment to the business by being there for a good amount of time, then you'll be promoted. A recruitment resourcer, on the other hand, focuses purely on candidate delivery. So these guys will be focused on screening and identifying candidates and identifying profiles for roles that their colleagues might be working on. They're purely a delivery consultant. Same as the trainee recruitment consultant, a resourcer might be in post for 6 to 12 months before being promoted to the next level. If you are keen to find out more about what salaries are available at the different positions, I have done a video on this, so please go check that one out. I will link it in the description below. Hopefully that helps in giving a better idea on what earnings you can expect in the different positions within the career ladder. So the next step is as a recruitment consultant. Or alternatively, if you started off as a recruitment resourcer, you may be promoted to a trainee recruitment consultant to first get the sales experience. So a recruitment consultant by now will be expected to consistently deliver performance, consistently be servicing their existing clients that they would have brought up and developed. By now the targets will be higher and probably more in line with the rest of the team. Typically people will be in this role for a year to 2 years. But as I said previously, it's very much dependent on the discretion of your employer, and it's also based on bringing consistent performance. Sometimes, which is quite helpful, agencies will outline a certain figure that people need to achieve to be able to be promoted to the next level. I think this is quite a good model as it motivates and gives people a good idea of what they need to earn in order to get to the next step. Promotion after this next step is very much dependent on what the individual wants from their career. You could either become a managing consultant or you could progress to a senior recruitment consultant. So starting with the senior rec composition, this is very much a continuation of the existing recruitment consultant role, but by now you'll have a bit more experience, hopefully have established quite a network, and of course established quite a busy job flow from existing clients that you have. You'll still be expected to hit targets, which will be higher now that you're earning more money and you're in a senior role. And as well as that, you'll still be expected to bring on new business, upsell to existing clients, really sort of focus on that account management piece to be able to get as much vacancies from your existing clients as you can. A senior recruitment consultant doesn't have any responsibility for anyone typically, and they might have sort of resources working for their vacancies, but of course there is still that expectation to deliver at a high, consistent level. The other role sort of going on from recruitment consultant is as a managing consultant. So this one and the next one that we'll talk about shortly, I believe to be the hardest roles in recruitment. As it says on the tin, you are typically line managing or supervising a recruitment resourcer, a trainee recruitment consultant, or potentially a quite junior recon. You're still expected to hit your targets, potentially a little bit lower than the senior recruitment consultant's targets because you're managing someone, but you're also responsible for your reportees' billings as well. So you will still be having to answer for the person you're managing. Of course, if you do want to get that management experience, I probably recommend taking this position, but just be aware that whilst it's a very rewarding role, it of course is very challenging, but it's definitely one to consider. So after managing consultant or senior recruitment consultant level, you could progress up to a recruitment team manager, or potentially go down the avenue of business management, for example, sort of operations management or branch management. A recruitment team manager, again, is what it says on the tin. You're just responsible for a larger team. You've probably got quite a structure in place by now. You've established a lot of links and you've established quite a large network. You'll have sort of consistent job flow that you can delegate to the people that you're looking after. You'll also probably have much more senior reports now, a lot more sort of autonomous with different strategies in the team, and there's probably a lot more sort of focus on the wider business element as well. Recruitment managers would have had around sort of 5 years experience by now, so very much confident in what they're doing, very comfortable with sort of all aspects of candidate management as well as the sales side. I am going off quite a standard career path because I could be here all day speaking about the different roles, as I mentioned, like the operations management or the business management side earlier. So just for now, I'm going to go through the quite standard career path for consultants. So progression to senior leadership from a recruitment manager position is relatively fast. Coming up to around 7 years of experience by now, one can see themselves as either an associate director or a department head or division head. This is obviously getting a lot closer to the top of the pay scale for the career path. These roles will most likely be a lot more strategy focused as opposed to sort of day-to-day billing. It's very rare to find a department head or associate director that is still billing, still sort of on the floor with the daily recruitment tasks. But of course, it does depend on the structure of the business. This is where you can expect to be promoted to that director level, that senior director level, a fully fledged title. By now you'll have a very rewarding salary and potentially equity in the business as a senior stakeholder. This is obviously a title to aim for, but it's worth noting that after this amount of experience, a lot of consultants will typically go off and start on their own. They would have had the grounding, the sort of industry knowledge and the connections by now to go off and start on their own. So that's something to know as well. I appreciate that was a fair bit of info, so let's recap. So as a starting point, people wanting to get into the industry can consider a trainee recruitment consultant role, or they can consider a recruitment resourcer position. As I said, an apprenticeship recruitment consultant role can be considered, but it's far less conventional. From there, after about sort of 6 months to a year, you can progress to the recruitment consultant level. After a year or two as a recruitment consultant, you can expect to be promoted to senior recruitment consultant or to a managing consultant, depending on your preference and what opportunities are available to you. After about 5 years, one could be promoted to a recruitment team manager, or they could explore the business management focused roles such as branch management or operations management. Coming up to around 7 years of experience by now, one can see themselves as either an associate director or a department head or division head. So the final step after this is as a fully fledged director, and potentially even scope to go up to a managing director level. So I appreciate there is quite a bit more to cover, but as just a foundation, I hope that's given you a good understanding of what a career path in recruitment looks like, as well as the timeframes associated with each position. If you are an individual that's looking to get into the industry, I hope this has helped. Please do leave a comment if it has, or if you're a time-served recruiter and you know your stuff a bit better than I do, please feel free to drop a comment, maybe sort of provide suggestions on what other paths there are. But that's all from me today. I hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like and comment, as it really helps out the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.